Hello guys, welcome back to another day, another episode here at ACY Securities channel. If you don't know, my name is Luca Santos, and today we're going to be discussing yesterday's release of German CPI, and as well, if you look to the US dollar, something very interesting is happening, right? And I've just discovered what is actually happening, because some of the people were like, oh, it may be the bonds that are going up and then therefore US dollar is going up. Maybe it's because, some people are thinking that something is going to happen on the Middle East, or something's going to happen on China, something's going to happen in USA. It's nothing like that. It's much more simple, that most of the mainstream didn't have access to it. And if you don't follow the news, if you don't follow the trading fundamentals, you probably don't know as well, and you will be surprised with what it is. All right, it's a very big thing. But stay with me until the end, that I will disclose to you what it is. But first, please give us a thumbs up on the video already. Give us this thumbs up, please. Subscribe to the channel. And let's get into it. Right, so yesterday we had the German CPI, we had the month-over-month and the year-over-year. The market, the euro, of course, euro-dollar react very badly when the German CPI came out. And then after that, we can see a big drop from euro-dollar trading on the lows of the month right now, okay? Now, the reason for the drop is not mainly because of the German CPI. It's, of course, German CPI started, but we can't forget that the German CPI is actually higher and it's not lower. So let's get into the numbers. So the month-over-month expected was 0.2%, and the previous was 0.5%. So they were already expecting a drop of 0.3%, but the actual came in at 0.1%. So 0.1 lower than what was expected, and 0.4 lower than the previous. Now, this of course shows to us that the inflation, the inflation for the consumers, the consumer price index, the basket of goods are decreasing. The inflation is decreasing. But if we look to the year over year, then it's increasing, because the previous was 2.2, the consensus was 2.4, and the actual came in at 2.4. So in a sense, yes, we have the decreasing inflation into the month, but when we look to the bigger picture, because the month can change next month, next month will change, we'll have another number, right? So, but the year is that basically the whole year since May this year, so May last year to May this year, so these 12 months, we did have a higher inflation. It doesn't matter if one month was high, the other month was lower. In general, we had a higher inflation, all right, because the previous was 2.2 and now it's 2.4. Still came in as the expected, so this is why it didn't have much effect, but yes, inflation is still sticky on Europe as well. Now, today we're going to have the USA initial jobless claims, of course, as every week we have. But most importantly, we're going to have the GDP quarter one. So I have the numbers here in my front. The previous was 3.4%. Now they're expecting 1.6%. So that's pretty much a drop of 50%. Pretty much a drop of 50%. I would say 42, 41% of a drop from the GDP quarter. Now, I don't think this can happen in a sense of, I don't think this news can influence the market right now, because the whole market is looking for other things. And I will discuss with that just in a minute. Stay with me until the end, that I will disclose what is happening with the US dollar, okay? Don't go to the end. Stay here, listen what I'm talking. Everything will make sense in the end. So the GDP is coming tonight at 10:30 p.m. Australian time. So make sure to know what will be this on your time. But I don't think the market will react too much towards the GDP, all right? Because the market is looking for the big news, and now it comes. The big news is that one of the Fed members is out. all right? So he's not working anymore for the Fed. So he's not speaking, he's not giving his vote anymore. And one of the oldest bank owner, I forgot her name, it's a woman, she's now joining the Fed. And the reason why the US dollar went up so much in the last 8 hours, let's say 8 to 10 hours, is because she have gave a interview a while back, all right? Not a while back, but a couple months ago, saying that the 5% interest rate is the new normal for USA. So this has a huge impact. It's just showing to us that she's very hawkish, all right? She's the one that will be, no, we're not going to cut the rates, we're not going to cut the rates, we're not going to cut the rates. Interesting enough, the 18th of September, all right, the 18th of September cut is not looking great anymore. So now 52% of the market are not expecting the Fed to cut, the FOMC to cut the rates in 18th of September this year. Now they've moved to November, all right, or October, I forgot, but they've basically moved a month. And still, we had 7 cuts priced in for last year. For this year, nothing will happen. Then we had 3, then we had 2, now we have 1, and we're not going to have anything, all right? So for those who think that the Fed will cut this year, I'm so sorry to tell you, but it's very improbable that the Fed will cut this year. This is just my personal take. This is just my personal opinion based on my models here I've built. Inflation is used too high, it's too sticky. The market have looked at it, and the power of the US dollar have come back. Now, if you want to know more about this rhetoric behind the euro dollar and the US dollar, join me tonight at 7 to 8 p.m. in Australian time. I'm going to be doing my webinar, and it's going to be very informative for you to understand more about the US dollar, the US economy, the euro, the Europe economy, German, Japan, Australia, gold. We're going to be talking, we're going to be discussing about all of those topics in different asset classes. So if you have any questions, hold on to now and ask me tonight, where we're going to be one-on-one, all right? I can answer your questions right at the time. Please, again, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone could get something out of this. Share this content with your friends and let them as well get something out of my explanations and my what I've just been talking here today. All right, guys, I see you tonight. Otherwise, I see you next video. See you. Ciao.